The old house stood at the edge of the woods, silent and watchful. It had been there for as long as anyone could remember, a relic of a bygone era. Its paint peeled, windows boarded shut, a constant presence that seemed to breathe with the wind, whispering secrets of the past. The children, all under 10, played tag, their laughter echoing in the late afternoon sun. They were blissfully unaware of the house's dark history, but the house remained untouched, a silent sentinel. It watched over the children, as if guarding its own secrets. They called it the Whispering House, for when the wind blew just right, it seemed to sigh, a long, mournful sound. It was as if the house itself was alive, communicating with the world outside. They never went too close. The stories they heard from their parents and older siblings kept them at bay. Not after little Timmy swore he saw a face in one of the broken windows. A pale, ghostly face that vanished as quickly as it appeared, just a glimpse but enough to send shivers down his spine. He ran back to the group, his heart pounding in his chest. The other children, a mix of curiosity and fear in their eyes, dared not question him. They believed him, for the house had a reputation. The house held a strange power, pulling them in, yet warning them away. It was a place of mystery, a place where the past and present seemed to collide. The story went that an old lady, Mrs. Hemlock, lived there once. Kind eyes, they said, and a warm smile. She'd bake cookies for the children, leaving them on her porch in a wicker basket. But one day, Mrs. Hemlock disappeared, vanished without a trace. Some whispered she'd simply moved away, unable to bear the loneliness anymore. Others claimed she'd fallen ill, with no one to care for her. But the children, they knew better. They'd heard the whispers, the rumors that clung to the house like cobwebs. Rumors of strange noises at night, shadows moving in the darkness. Mrs. Hemlock hadn't just disappeared, she was gone, taken by the house itself. One humid afternoon, a dare was made. The air was thick with anticipation and the scent of summer. A dare to peek inside the Whispering House, just a quick look. The house, with its broken windows and eerie silence, loomed large in their imaginations. The children, emboldened by the group's bravado, crept towards the house. Their hearts raced with a mix of fear and excitement. Each step seemed to echo in the heavy air, a drumbeat of fear. The path to the house felt longer with every cautious step they took. Tommy, the bravest of them all, volunteered to look through the broken window. His friends watched in silent awe and trepidation. He approached slowly, his heart pounding against his ribs. Each step felt like an eternity, the weight of the dare pressing down on him. The glass, crusted with dirt and grime, offered only a hazy view. It was as if the window itself was trying to hide the secrets within. Dust motes danced in the single shaft of sunlight that pierced the gloom. The light seemed to bring the old house to life, if only for a moment. At first he saw nothing, only shadows and cobwebs. The interior was a world of darkness and forgotten memories. And then, a flicker of movement. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but enough to send a shiver down his spine. A shape huddled in the corner. It was indistinct, a mere silhouette against the gloom, but undeniably there. Tommy held his breath, his eyes wide. The world outside the window seemed to fade away as he focused on the mysterious figure within. The shape shifted, and for a moment, Tommy could have sworn he saw a face. It was as if the shadows themselves were playing tricks on his mind, morphing into something almost human. A pale, gaunt face, framed by wisps of white hair. The eyes, hollow and haunting, seemed to pierce through the darkness, locking onto Tommy's own. His breath caught in his throat and he stumbled backward, tripping over his own feet. The forest floor felt like it was shifting beneath him, adding to his disorientation. He scrambled to his feet, his eyes darting back to the window. The fear in his heart was palpable, a cold grip that wouldn't let go, but the shape was gone. The clearing was empty, as if nothing had ever been there. The silence was deafening. Had it even been there at all? Doubt began to creep into his mind, making him question his own senses. The other children, their faces etched with concern, gathered around him. "What did you see?" they asked, their voices tinged with fear and curiosity. "What was it?" they whispered, their voices hushed. The air was thick with tension, each child feeling the weight of the unknown. Tommy, shaken but determined, pointed to a glint of metal half hidden beneath the porch steps. His hand trembled as he indicated the spot. It was a locket, tarnished with time. The metal was worn, but it still held a certain eerie beauty, and etched upon its surface a single word: Hemlock. The name sent a shiver down Tommy's spine as if it held a secret long forgotten.